same 24 as me. Do something. That time to be worried about the next nigga. Shit. Yeah. Eyes on the prize in front of me. Minding my business, I PYP. Play a position and we gon' eat. Play a position and we gon' eat. Eyes on the prize in front of me. Minding my business, I PYP.
What up, what's up, man? This is my boy Jamal Lewis. We got Jamal Lewis in the building. How you doing, young fella?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just
Hey, man, you look
down here in ATL.
Absolutely, man. You looking good. Boy, you look like you done lost about 100 pounds, man. You looking like you ready to get that rock again, huh?
Hey, man, I'm trying, man. I got to keep up. I got to keep up with a 14-year-old, man, that's trying to pursue his goals and stuff. So I got to teach him how to eat right and live right and what it takes. So, you know.
Absolutely, man. What better role model does he have? You know what I'm saying? What you say, big guy?
Exactly.
He got a perfect role model in the house to show him what to do, right? What position he play, Ken?
Exactly. He playing wide receiver.
Wide receiver? Okay, he out there on the end. But hey, before I jump into this, man, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity, man, to get you on Play Your Position, man. This is a new podcast. We talk about social, emotional, athletics, sports, how you got to where you are. You know what I'm saying? And I want to introduce y'all, man, to my brother, my guy, my young guy, Jamal Lewis, man. University of Tennessee, came from where you come from, Douglas High School in Atlanta. Former University of Tennessee national championship 2-time. Did you win the SEC 2 times or once?
Oh yeah.
It was 2, right?
Twice.
Yeah, we won it. We won all our championships together. My brother. Yeah, two SEC championship, 1 national championship. Hey, and then went over to that next level and did that thing in the NFL. Boy, you cold, boy. Cold.
Yeah, man.
Played for the Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. Just started at a young age, man. Reached the highest potential the kids want to get to right now. The name of the podcast is Play Your Position. Everybody got a position to play in life. When did you find out that, hey, this is what I'm going to do? This is what I want to be great in? When did you find that out, man?
Man, I think I was in the 10th grade. I was just telling somebody this story the other day, but I was in the 10th grade and one of my coaches, my running back coach in high school, Darren Miles, he played at Purdue.
Okay.
He was a running back too. And he took me he said, hey, he's from New Orleans. So he said, hey, I'm going to the LSU game this weekend. He said, you should go with me. And my mom, she was like, cool, I can roll. So I went. And, I never really watched football, never really was too much into going to a game. But man, we went to LSU Stadium, man, and I saw all those people in there and just how it was rocking. This was at the time when they still had the tiger on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? In a cage, poking at it. So, it was just ballistic. And I said, man, well, I swear by the time that game, I said, this is what I want to do. I said, I want a piece of this, with 100,000 people in the stands screaming and chanting and, rooting on the team. And I'm like, hey, I got a position to actually go do this. So, that's when I really honed in and said, look, let's ride, and just dedicated myself to it,
Now what year was that, J. Lou? When was that? Was it senior year?
That would have been 95. I was a sophomore.
Yeah,
I was a sophomore in high school, so I was a sophomore. That was 19 by 95.
Right. Yeah. That was you came out of Douglas. You was the top running back in Atlanta, right? You was one of the top.
In Atlanta in the state. It was me and another running back named Jasper Sanks.
Yep.
That went to Georgia. Ended up going to Georgia. We was ranked, as top 1 or 2 running backs in the state or whatever, and. I came along a little late, or whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't that discussed or talked about, but because I was from the city, you know, and here in the city of Atlanta, they didn't talk too much about the city, because at that time, they would say that kids in the city, they could ball, but they didn't have the grades.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you really weren't that how they recruited.
You come up with Patrick Pass might have been a little bit a year ahead of you though.
Patrick Pass was like a year. Well, you know what? Yeah, he was a couple years ahead of me, and he went
Okay.
to Tucker High School. And see,
Tough.
that's what I'm saying. See, that's not the city. See, the city of Atlanta is Atlanta Public School.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you gonna make that clear, cuz.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
making that clear because it's the Atlanta public school system. So when they talk about football in Atlanta,
Yeah.
it's mainly the outskirts,
Right.
the Colquitt counties. It's the Graysons now, the Bufords, Clark Central. That's not Atlanta.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the state of Georgia. So
Yeah.
those are the outskirts. But that's where, the recruits were at. That's where a lot of the scouts would go or whatever. But being from the city is like, man, I was holding it down for the city of Atlanta,
Right.
and trying to do better and be one that came out and really made it out, of the city.
Yeah. Now, DG was Dion was he in the city? Oh, he's on the
No,
outskirts.
see, Dion was in Augusta. Dion went to Augusta. That's where the Masters is played.
Okay.
But that's where Dion went to, I think, Josie High School. Now they play good football down there, but yeah, that's probably 3 hours, maybe. I think
Okay.
3 hours from
Okay.
Atlanta.
Yeah. And so you found that opportunity. You said, okay, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. Now I heard through the grapevine, bro, that the Nebraska was number one on your list.
Yeah, Nebraska was, man. Nebraska was number one, man. Dude, I'm gonna tell you straight up, Tennessee wasn't even like on my top 5 list.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Hey, you know what's so crazy, J. Lou? I couldn't stand Tennessee, bro. I hated Tennessee, man. Hey, I'm glad it was on your list, though.
I never really watched. You're right. I never really watched football, so I didn't keep up with the schools.
Right.
But at the same time, my coach, man, I had one other visit, that I didn't put out.
Yeah.
And I said, he was like, you should just go to Tennessee. He said, man, they got Peyton Manning. He should be coming back. He might be coming back for the season. They had a good year. They got a good defense. They got a good coach. This, that, and other. I was like, well, shit, let me go up there and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, and with no intentions on even doing anything, I was just feeling the visit, and then end up meeting Peyton and had a good visit, and all this good stuff. And it was just right on time, and just the people and hanging out with all you guys, and just I was like, man, I said this is all right.
It's all right right here.
Hey man, I think by the time that trip was over, I committed.
Yeah.
University of Texas called and said, yeah, we heard you committed to Tennessee, so we only have one scholarship left and don't look like you're gonna take it, whatever. So it was good, man. I just it was a great place. I'm happy I made that decision. It was a business decision, and and that's what I try to tell my son now and other kids as well. Don't make decisions based on your who you like growing up, or who won this many championships. You got to make this decision on, hey, am I going to be able to play right now, or when am I going to be able to play, and am I going to get the opportunities to compete? And Tennessee gave me that, so that was
man,
Tennessee that's what I took.
Tennessee didn't give you shit. Hey, let me tell you something, King. Hey, I can remember, Jay, when you got to the University of Tennessee, man, it was Travis Henry. Come on now.
Yep.
Jamal Lewis, Travis Stevens. Then you had some, Jay Graham was gone. So then you had some more
Jay
guys,
Graham,
Brian Darden.
Brian Darden, Sean Bryson. And then just on the freshmen that came in, Chris Ramseur came in, Dominique Stevenson.
Damn.
Travis Stevens, Travis Henry.
Right.
We had a stable.
Man, it was crazy, man. But I remember you one day saying to me, I said, man, he over there tearing them us up over there on the defense side ball. And I went on the offense side yet. They moved the tight end. I was playing linebacker. Hey, you ain't never get to give me the thump you, boy. I would have thumped you, dog. I would have caught you in that A gap, dog. You would, hey, J. Lou, I'll bring that hat now. But I'm glad I didn't run into you, because I probably have CTE right now.
Look, that's why we had fullbacks when I played. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
deal with all that.
But J. Lou, check this out, man. I remember you looking at me and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm finna take over. I'm finna take over this position." I said, "Hold up, you got Mark Levine in front of you. You know, nothing towards Mark. Mark was light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he could run that rock. He could tote that thing. But you told me you was gonna take over, man. This is in camp." And you said, "Man, yeah, about third game, this gonna be me right here, dog."
Yeah.
What game was it when you took over, dog?
I think
Georgia?
it was the game after Florida. I know that. So that was about game what, 4? That
3
was
or
about
4?
the fourth game of the year. Yeah.
How many yards did you get against Georgia, your home team?
Oh, Georgia. I think I got 232.
Ripped them.
232 on them, and then Ole Miss was the first game I started. That was right before the Georgia game, though. And I got them about 155. But I was like, damn, I don't know, man. Got to do this. This happens. I don't know how long I can keep this going week in and week out. These dudes must be some scrubs or something. I'm like, it's like this. This is gravy. Like, seriously?
Right.
You know, but at the same time, man, I had a good line, too, now.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. You know, I had Chad Clifton, Trey Teague, Mercedes Hamilton, then Cozy Coleman that came from Atlanta.
Spencer Riley.
And them dudes, Spencer Riley, these dudes, and some dudes like Cozy, I don't think he even started just yet, but he might have did. But at the same time, you know, we had some guys up front, you know, and man, I remember that, and I can remember in training in training camp in camp, whatever we called it. Look, it was like hell week, if you ask me, because it was real camp.
Yeah.
And I remember Peyton came to my room, and he had about 3 pieces of paper with him. He knocked on my door. I thought he was joking, you know, whatever, because you know how he was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, he said, "You in there? Let me in," you know. So he had a few pieces of paper with him, and he sat down and he said, "Hey," he said, you want to play?" He said, "You want to play this year?" I said, "I'm like, yeah, what type of question is that?" You know?
Right.
And he said, "All right." Well, he said, "You know, if you're gonna play, you got to be able to protect me, you know." And basically, he had all the protections, you know, the foxhound, all that stuff we were in. He had all the protections on a few sheets of paper. And he said, "Look," he said, "if you can learn these protections right here," he said, "I promise you, you'll be starting by the 4th game of the season." And I was just like, shit. I was like, well. I'm like, okay. I said, well, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get him down, you know, because in order to touch the field, you know, you had to be able to protect him. Right. And he came in there and he said that, man, and that was like the beginning of the camp, you know, and I was just like, wow, you know, whatever. I said, well, shit, it's on me, you know, and it just so happened I was starting 4th game of the season. I found out that he was the man.
Yeah. That's when you found out Peyton was the man, didn't you? Hey, but
Peyton was the man.
Hey, but slowly but surely, that damn J. Lou became the man. Became the man.
Yeah.
And I said, boy, and I'm looking at you, and I'm like, bro, this cat told me he was gonna take over 3rd or 4th game.
Oh, yeah.
I said, at first I thought you was a little cocky. I said, you a little cocky, man. You gonna mess around and get his head took off. But
yeah,
dog,
hey, look, no. I know who. Yeah.
It just kept going and going. I said, bro, this boy the truth. This boy the truth, man. Yeah. But you had some dogs behind you too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you just kept balling. I said, man, this boy is the truth. And freshman year, sophomore year, I think you might have got hurt.
Yeah, I got hurt by the 4th game of the season.
4th game.
We had a good start. You know,
had a great start.
Yeah, real good start.
That's the year we won the national championship?
That year, my whole thing was, hey, look, this is what we got to do. You know, Peyton gone, T stepping in to the quarterback position. You know, I got to be the man. Like, I got to really take over the offense or, you know, really be a heavy part of it.
Absolutely.
You know, and it honestly, man, worked out that way. You know, got us through 3 or 4 games, you know, some big games too, you know, that year when we beat Florida that year. And then I went down in the Auburn game or whatever. And after that, man, it just seemed like everything just gelled, you know, as a team. And man, y'all just, I mean, I remember just taking off, like,
Yeah.
you know, then Cheese, you know, Travis
And
and
all that.
Travis took over and they just unloaded, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we were strong, man. We were strong. We
Very
competed,
strong.
you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
competed against each other, you know, and we held each other accountable, you know, or whatever. But, you know, that's just what it was, man. I think I think that time, you know, just for how it helped groom me, you know,
Yeah.
for going into the league, you know.
Right. Yeah. Transitioning over into the NFL, and you just said something that was real important, J. Lou. A lot of these kids out here, they see the glorified what football now, but they are getting to the point where they understand it as a business right now because they can make that money. You got your NIL deal in '97, so.
Hey,
So,
no, man. Hey, look, if that was an NIL deal, that was an SMALL deal, very small.
see, we didn't know that about the NIL deals then, but like you said, think about you see how I snuck that in there on you, didn't I? The
Yeah, I see.
accountability piece, man. You know, what these kids haven't learned. You was accountable for, you got hurt, got back, came back your junior year, and left your junior year. Didn't even give him your senior year. Left. Boy, if you'd have gave him that senior year, boy. Gave him your junior year, left your junior year, and transitioned over into the NFL. Cleveland Browns, rookie year. Great year, right? Balled out.
Oh, yeah.
Put up numbers. And just ecstatic, man. I'm like, I'm proud of you. You know, I didn't get the opportunity to stick or get that opportunity to get on the squad to make it happen, but I lived through you, brother, and I appreciate that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you know I still
that's
do.
What's up, man.
And love
That's
y'all
what's up,
cats,
man.
Y'all my dudes. You, Al, like brothers, you know what I'm saying? How did that transition over into the NFL, the accountability piece, man? You know,
Man, just the fact that coming in, you know, and being able to start, you know, on a team full of veterans, you know, and me do my part, you know, whatever, and know, like you say, play your position. You know, I knew how to play my position on the fact that, you know, you got Al Wilson over, you got the Leonard Little, you know, you got the Trey T, you got Peyton Manning,
right?
You got T Martin behind him, you know, got Travis. I got guys that are, you know, I'm competing against.
Right.
That basically, man, we just holding each other accountable, whether it's on the field or off the field.
Yes.
You know, or somebody messing up or somebody not getting it done or whatever, no matter where it was.
Yeah.
I think that we was just so tight knit that it wasn't like, hey, nobody will get no fights or no junk like that. It was just more of, hey, look, you understood that when Al Wilson is talking to you or whatever, telling you something, you listening, you know?
Right.
And I think that just rolled all the way down, and that's what made us so strong, man. And that's what make good teams, you know, and championship teams.
Yeah.
And being on 2 levels, you know, to go win a championship in the pros, you know, I already knew what that felt like and looked like because we had just did it in '98.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew, you know, we got to the playoffs, you know, in my rookie year, you know, me and Ray, we was just like, I don't see nobody beating us. You know,
Ray Lewis.
I mean, I don't see nobody beating us, you know, in the stretch. And it was just like dominate, you know what I mean? And I saw what that looked like. I just wasn't able to play in that, you know, in '98. But being able to go experience it, you know, in the NFL, it just really helped, you know, and it really just showed like, hey, you know, in college, you know, you got a good rearing. And I just feel like, man, just because of those years, man, I'm a born champion. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm a winner.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it carries over. You know, in holding each other accountable. You know, in my businesses now as well. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, accountability, and that's what I try to instill in people that's around me. You know, and I think that's one of the things that transitioned over in being a champion. You know, when you get that championship, it's like, hey, look, you know, it sets you apart. You know, when you go places in town, don't people call you champ?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
hey, it feels
good. It's one of them things, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good thing, man. And I think me doing my part, you know, later on after doing all that is, by trying to instill that not just in my family and my kids, but just other people that's around me.
Right. That's awesome, man. You know, we're gonna wrap it up. I know I got to look. I'm on the time schedule. You on the time schedule. I just wanted to, I always put something on my page, man. And sometimes I put positive quotes. I'm a social emotional therapist, and this life that we live in, man, we come from humble beginnings. You didn't have much. I ain't have much. But your parents was there for you, and sometimes you have to learn from your failures and embrace the challenges and defeat the odds with simple thoughts. We go through stuff. Just because you're in the NFL, man, that's not what, or because you made it to where you made it. It's more to you, right? Your life that you're living, that was just a gift God gave you, man. And you were blessed.
Oh, yeah.
And you use it to your most capability. But we have ups and downs in our life. And I know you got hurt in the NFL too at one time, and then you had a little situation you went through, right? How did you bounce back, man? Tell these kids that no matter what would you say to these kids, no matter what happened to you in your life, your failures, your ups and your downs, how did you bounce back and play your position and recognize that, hey, I got something else, I gotta get back. I gotta get back to me.
Yeah, well, basically, man, being able to go through what I went through, at the time, and then, come right back and then be able to go out and, go and continue to have continuous 1,000-yard seasons or whatever. It was mainly, accept the responsibility. And that's one thing that we got to do and young kids got to do is accept the responsibility, accept the fact that you went to this college. And you decided to go to this college, you made this decision, accept that versus just saying, hey, I'm leaving because I'm not playing. So accept that. And that's what I end up doing. And one of the other things was, understanding the fact that this life, man, is already written, and you're being put in a position that was already planned out, and you're being put in that position for a reason. So instead of worrying about what people did to you or what, somebody else, or pointing the finger at somebody else, is mainly, recognizing what did you do and also why am I in this situation? And, me understanding that, hey, I'm in this situation for a reason, and it's meant to slow down and also, just really humble yourself and know that, hey, look, don't take this life for granted,
Right.
And don't take it for granted, the little things that we always talk about in sports, right? The little things, when you away like that and your freedom is taken, it's the little things that you really miss, that you miss a lot or whatever. But at the same time, man, it's just holding yourself accountable for your actions and moving on, you know what I mean? And just realizing that, hey, I'm in this position for a reason, and what is that reason? And therefore it's a learning lesson more than just, punishment, you know what I mean? So take it in and just understand that God got he got a plan for you, and you just got to really just do your part, play your position, right? So play your position and do your part, and everything else, will take care of itself. And I think that was how I got through it and was able to bounce back and go, now here I am and I'm cleansed and I'm ready to go, and I understand, my faults and where I'm at, what I mean, and just put him first, what I mean, and just walk it, for him. And that's where it's at. Cause stuff gonna come up, man. Stuff gonna come up. Something's gonna happen. But I'm a running back. What I mean, it's instinct, right? Hey, something come up, you got to be able to jump cut and get to the next hole, and make the best out of that one.
Right.
So that's about it, man. And I appreciate you bringing me on, whatever to the show, and it's. At the end of the day, like you said, it ain't about the NFL, it ain't about the money, It's about the relationships and the resources that you gain on the way, because that's the real gems. You know what I mean? So basically, try and call and say, hey, look, I need you to do this. Guess what? No questions asked. What time, what place, you know what I mean? And let's do it,
Absolutely.
And those are relationships, and that's what we got, you know what I mean, as being champion.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you, man. I love you. You still motivating people in this world, man. It's about teaching people and talking to them, inspiring people to be great, man. I appreciate you. We're going to do this again, man, because I want more time with you. I'm going to come to Knoxville, and we're gonna have a good time with everybody. And we're trying to make this thing be the #1 podcast. I know it's a couple of people out there I got to fight to get there, but you know what? It wouldn't be worth it if I didn't have to work. You know what I'm saying? I love you, my brother. I love you.
I love you too, bro.
I appreciate you, man. We're going to talk a little bit more when I get to you, man. But, hey, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon, King. All right?
Hey, man. Love you too, man.
My boy.
Stay up.
Respect, man.
Later.
Peace.
Eyes on the prize right in front of me. Minding my business, I PYP. Play your position and we gon' eat. Play your position and we gon'